Y'all see them Instagram videos when they...
Kiana, Tommy.
Y'all, welcome back. I am Mon'et the Mogul, and I love to talk things business and beauty. So in today's video, I want to cover state board exams and what to expect for your state board exam that you are going to pass. Claim it, y'all. So I briefly want to talk about the exam. When I was new to the cosmetology world, when I was in school, I thought I would go to school and then I would get my license. That's not what happened. You have to go to school, complete school, and then you have to take 2 state board exams, 1 written, 1 practical, and then you will apply for your license, and then you will get your license. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Don't feel discouraged, because if I could do it, I know for a fact you could do it. But just be aware of that whenever you go to school. There's a few things more you'll have to do before you get your license. State board exam is a test from your state that will see if you qualify or you're enough to receive your license. So like I said, there's 2 exams, the written and the practical. I'm gonna start with the written. They changed the hours. You were able to take your written exam when you made 1,000 hours. So, and that was great too, so you don't have to worry about 2 tests at one time. So for when I hit 1,000 hours, first I went online, I registered, and then they gave me a time in a location that I could take my test. On this written exam, it will cover everything that I learned in cosmetology school, y'all. It could talk about nails, it could talk about how to layer, how do you hold your elevation to cut hair. It could talk about how long do you sanitize equipment. It could talk about how often you need to renew your license. It's really everything, and it could be anything on there. But with that being said, don't feel discouraged, you guys. It's really nothing too complex. If you've been to school for 1,000 hours, I believe you should know the information to pass. So don't feel like because it's asking a lot of questions, you're not gonna pass. You'll be fine. And I believe they give you more questions. Like I said, I believe it was 150, but they only grade a certain amount. So they give you enough questions that if you do miss a lot, you will still have a great chance of passing. So y'all do not feel discouraged. So for my experience living in Texas, the location I went was on a rinky-dink side of town, okay? A rinky-dink side of town, and I know they highly suggest getting there an hour early, because apparently these testing people do not pay, y'all. They're worse than the TSA agents, okay? So I got there barely, because I don't follow directions well, so I got there barely with enough time to be there. I think I was about 5 minutes there before I was supposed to be. I was at school, okay? I had things to do, trying to get my hours in. So I made it there. You go into the building, they take your phone, they lock your phone up. So you go there, you go into the building, if you go into the building, you have to bring your ID. They check your ID to see if who you are, who you say you are, to take the test. They check that. Then they give you a bag and you put all your belongings in there. You can't even have like a pencil. Like, you put everything in there. Your phone has to be off, and you lock it up. And then they will give you a card, and that card tells you where you will sit. So after I did that, my card told me where to sit. And in this classroom, it's just random people in there, y'all. When I went, there was a lot of Asian women, a couple guys, young people, old people, different types of people of life. Like, you really don't know who's gonna be in there at that given time unless you planned it with your friends or something. But it's a different set of people. So don't feel like you're in the wrong spot, because it does seem like you'll never be around these people ever at the same time. But that's how you take your test. So a random select of people, and you'll go in there, and the testing administrator will walk in and tell you what to do, and you'll take your test from there. So with me, and it's all on a computer, by the way. So like I said, I hope y'all don't feel too discouraged, because I prefer taking tests on paper and pencil. It's something with the computer in my eyes. Maybe I'm getting a little old, I don't know, but it is on the computer. But don't get discouraged. Even while you take the test, it gives you options to go back. Even when you're done, it asks you, are you sure you're done? Like, it makes sure you know you're okay with your answers. Even go through each question again. So just my advice to you guys is study your butts off, and you'll be fine. I believe the minimum you have to make to pass is a 70 or a 75, so you will be fine. I believe in you guys. So that's that for the written exam. You don't have to wear anything in particular. You just have to go there, because I know people really stress about dress codes at school. So you don't have to be in a certain dress code. Just something acceptable. So after I finish my test, they give you your grade on the spot. So once you hit submit, you'll get your grade printed out, and then you'll be good to go. So after you get your grade, give it a couple weeks or so, and then they will submit your information to the state. So then now you'll be able to take your practical, but you'll be one step closer to taking your practical, because you still have to finish cosmetology school. So once you hit that 1,500 hours, you can take your practical. So for me, I registered to take my practical after I had my 1,500 hours. This building, it wasn't a rinky-dink side of town again. I don't know why they choose these low maintenance looking buildings. I guess they want to scare us, but don't worry about that, y'all. So I went to this building. It was a separate location, and it was the same type of scenario. I was dressed in a white lab coat and all black, because that's what I thought we were supposed to wear. That's how we practiced it at my school. So I wore that same uniform to take the test. Little did I know, I did not need to wear that. I wish I would have known that. I would have worn something cute. But anywho, I go in there and it's the same scenario. You got to turn your phone off, but you do have to bring all of your things into the testing area, which is different, because for the practical, let me go over the practical. Your practical exam is a list of procedures, well, different types of procedures the state wants you to complete a certain way. So for example, one of my procedures was applying a nail with monomer and polymer. So it's a certain way I have to scoop it up, it's a certain way to apply it, a certain way I have to disinfect my hands, I can't use any dirty utensils. Everything is done a certain way. So with the practical, they're testing you on how well you're doing the procedures. I forgot to say this earlier, but when I registered for this test, I believe it cost about $85 or so. Yeah, these tests aren't really that cheap. So with that being said, I always try to pass it on my first try, because I'm not spending my money more than once, okay? So just make sure you're ready whenever you do register for any test. So back to me going to this location. So I had my outfit on, and when I walked in, it was, like I said, all different walks of life of people. I was not expecting it. It was older people, younger people, all of that type of stuff. But that kind of threw me off, seeing different types of people, because nobody was dressed in what I thought was the uniform. So I was kind of confused with that, but you know, it was okay. And with the practical, like I said, I live in Texas. I don't know if it's like this in every location, but they do inspect all of your things you bring in, because they don't want to see that you're cheating or anything. So when the administrator inspected my belongings, he told me my polymer and monomer was not okay, and I will not be able to use this for my test. So I was like, what do you mean? Am I going to fail? Am I gonna fail, really? The test ain't even starting. When you saying I missed a whole section, I was damn near about to cry, y'all. I was damn near about to cry. My friend had given me that monomer, so I should have known better. But there's a certain type of monomer to use, guys. So make sure you follow all instructions. So with that being said, as I was taking my test, I was really nervous, because that's a whole section I couldn't do. And I believe it was 30 points for that section. So it was like, damn, I'm starting off at an 80. At this point, I better not miss anything. You feel me? So, yeah. So, I mean, he gave me a little pep talk, because the administrators are not supposed to talk to you at all. So I feel like God sends you angels when you need them. He kind of said, don't worry, you'll be fine, just to reassure me. And I really needed that, because I had to just focus back on the task at hand. So when you're in there, I learned that each school teaches state-born a different way. So how you are taught at your school might not be how the person next to you was taught, and so on and so forth. So that really threw me off some, because there are different procedures. People were starting off differently, like from what I was told. So it had me second guess myself if I was doing it correctly, or, you know, can I start yet? I just, you know, it kind of throws you off. But my advice to you guys is do what you learn at school. If they're saying this is state board acceptable, do what they tell you, because you seeing somebody else do something different, you don't know if they're doing it correctly or not. You just see a different routine. But as long as you know what to do correctly, just stick with that. And I got through each procedure and I ended up passing with, I believe it was like a 70 something. I can't believe, I remember y'all, because once you see pass, I don't even care. It could have been a 71, a 70.5. I don't care. I passed, y'all. That's all I cared about at that point, because I knew it was going to be tough for me to pass. So my advice to you guys is don't freak yourself out for your state board test. It's not that complex. If you're doing, in my opinion, when you go to cosmetology school, if you don't learn anything in school, you're gonna learn how to pass state board, because that's one thing they do drill into your brain. State board, state board, state board, state board. I was learning about state board the first day I started school. That's how important it is. So if you finish your 1,500 hours or 1,000 hours, however many hours it is, you will be fine, y'all. Just believe in yourself and you'll get through it. It was the same scenario. You walk out and they printed out your grades, because as you're taking the test, the administrators are putting the grades in the computer, so you will know your grade immediately. As I was leaving, you could see some people were cheering, people were screaming. I know I kind of screamed. Some people were crying. So you do get a lot of different emotions, but try to focus on yourself. That's my only advice to you guys. And that's the state board test. So overall, just believe in what you know. You've been going to school all this time, so subconsciously you know this information, okay? Don't freak out and fear for the worst, because you know it. It's like, you know your left from your right. You're gonna know this from that. That was my experience on taking my state board test. I hope this can help you know what to expect when you take your test. Remember, you can wear whatever you want, okay? Maybe that one tip will make you happy, because I know I love to dress how I want to dress when I take an exam, just to be free. So you can wear whatever you want in the state of Texas, unless they changed it, and I doubt they did. And make sure you have all of your equipment and you'll be fine. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see y'all in my next video. I know you liked, commented, and subscribed already. I know you already did, so I don't have to repeat that at the end. So I'll see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.